go straight to it. So for me, there is different dimensions, and we can explain these dimensions. For me, it's just levels. For me, this is what we call meta world, and it looks like this, more or less. And the dots are the souls trapped inside it. The 3D is the matrix. That's only one cube, like this.
Right.
The 4D is what I call Atlantis. And that looks like this. That is more or less how we live our life today. You know, I live in Ibiza, you live in Mexico. Or like that. Then you have 5D, which is Eden. And that is what we want to go, and that is this.
What?
No rules.
No rules.
No.
That looks like chromosomes. X, Y chromosomes. Look at it.
Yeah, because when you're in Eden, you don't need any rules because you already completed the game. And
yep.
And here it's quite interesting because here you have like the dead, especially here in 2D. But then in 3D, in order for you to complete the 3D game, you need to learn to become alive again. So that is when you exit the matrix, then you're becoming alive again here in the 4D. And that is Poseidon. And Eden is Zeus.
Yeah.
So that's Greek mythology.
Yep. Makes sense.
So
beautiful. Beautiful.
I want to show you one more. Yeah.
So is the meta world two-dimensional?
Yes, because when we grow up, when my dad grew up, he went to the cinema to watch a screen. And that realm is upgrading more and more. It became a television. That was the 2D everybody was looking at. And then it became bigger and better quality. And then the screen got in our hands. And now the screens are going to get like this. It's still going to be a two-dimension screen, but we're going to think it's 3D.
Right. Right. So it goes from meta to matrix.
Yes. It's a transition. And what holds the 3D, we can talk about that. What holds the 2D and the 3D? Here you have the Babylonian Tower, which is that we call 5G, right?
Yes.
But here, the 4D, what is controlling this is the organic Ethernet. You know, I'm Zoroastrian, and Zoroaster talked about the force that binds the galaxy together. That's the Ethernet, the organic one.
Yes.
So when you go to dream, this is my family's knowledge a little bit. When you go to the dream state, soon you're going to see that the meta world are going to be very, very similar to the 3D. However, there's going to be an upgrade also in God's metaverse. And that is when you consciously go to your dreams and you're going to start to remember your dreams more and more. And you're going to go online in your dreams, meaning that other players can connect and go into your world in your dream state. And then reality is going to be upside down, because then the dream world is going to be the real world. And this is going to be the illusion.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's happening already.
That's happening already.
For sure. There's a big...
Yeah.
Love it.
I see you as 5D. Can I share the characters in the game?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the characters in the game, according to me, goes from 1 to 12. One dimension is what we call a non-player character. That is when you are in your mom's womb, from 0 to 9 months. And then 2D comes, that's the light, because here is only sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're a baby from 1 year to 7, more or less. That is when you're a slave. They call it a slave, but it's good to be a slave when you're a child, because then you're a slave to your parents. And the 3D is what we call the people. Normally when you are, so here is 1 to 7 years. And here is 7 to teenagers, so around 15 or 18. You think you have a vote, but you don't have a vote.
Yeah.
3D. But then you go to the 4D and become sovereign. That's a king or a queen. This is very like my generation programming. What was programming into us? Aladdin, Princess Aurora, and all that. 5, and I would consider myself as 4D, but I see you as 5D, and that's a genie or a fairy.
Wow.
6D is angels. 7D is archangels, because they always talk about the 7 archangels.
Yeah.
But the 8th dimension is the dragon. And why is that the dragon? Because in the Bible, we know that Lucifer was an archangel that became a dragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the dragon is in 3 fractals, because he brought 1/3 of the angels with him.
Yep.
But the 9D, that's the stars. That's why they mention Jesus, Star of Bethlehem, or the 3 Magi's. That's the Orion, no?
Yep.
And they are the most high visible light. Why? Because I think we agree upon the shape of the world. Yeah, it's not. I'm not a graphic designer, but let's say this is the North Pole. This is the sun and the moon and the North Star here. And this is maybe a black sun that is bringing out the northern lights here or something. There is a star here. The stars goes like this around this North Star. And our crown, you know, you have a crown here. That's also the stars. But they are going to start to connect with each other, the stars, and become like one ring.
Right. Gotcha.
But what's beyond the stars? Because this is important. The stars, the 10 dimension, okay, this is the stars here, but what is beyond that? Well, then you have the 10 dimension here, because the 9 we said, that was the 9 dimension. I don't know if you see, here is the 10 dimension. That's what we call a void, black hole.
Yep.
But here comes then what we call the 11 dimension, which is the resurrection. And here you have the 12 dimension, and that is only sound. Because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Because
Yep.
the 12 dimension is only sound.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why this sign, I don't know, you're not in that category, but not category, but in that generation, sorry, that knows maybe what Sims is. You know the video game Sims, where you created a character?
A little bit.
Okay, so in that game and in many other games, you have a character here, and above it, it's like a crystal, like this,
Yep.
in the game, and that is that. So God is up, it's only sound coming in,
Yep.
And what does that sound do? It goes to a focal point, and then it expands, and it's nothing. And from nothing comes the stars. And that's the visible light that is going to the 8th dimension, which is here, the Mount Zion,
Yep.
Mount Olympus. And then that crystal, because I think it's a crystal, diamond crystal in Zion, that is then creating the 7 archangels, meaning the rainbow colors, because the
Yep.
ark is the bow.
Yep. The 7 archangels. Yes. That it's the Quetzalcoatl, the feathered rainbow serpent of the Aboriginals in Australia, etc.
Yes. Yes.
Snow White and the 7 dwarves.
7 dwarfs. Yes.
The list goes on and on and on.
Okay, so this is what I did, and I don't know what it means. Okay, let's say that this here, the top here, is the 12th dimension that we made. I'm going to make it smaller for you, because this is what came to me when I talked with my friend. Okay, let's say it's like this. But then, why only here? Why not this way? And this is what they talk about, multi-dimension. You know, because this is the Templar sign, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the Templar sign is this.
Yes.
So here we have this, and then I made something that like this, but then I also made here like this, because this goes like this, and like here, and like here, and like here. Yeah, it gets endless. And then here you do something like this, it becomes like a spider web almost, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that is what they call the multi-universes, that you go and become one with God in the 12th dimension, and then when you're there, you can go and become everything into other worlds.
Wow. That's brilliant. That makes a lot of sense. Sound. And in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was made flesh. And the flesh is all the 11 dimensions.
Yeah. And I think that is where we come from. And then we became stars, and then stars that was only ether. And then we came back down to earth.
And what was the first dimension? Meta. No.
Non-player character when you're in your mom's womb.
Right. Wow, man. That is so good. And what school of thinking is this mostly from? Is this Eastern?
I mean, I've not researched anything like that. I was with Martin or Awa in Pineal. I met him. I lived there with a month with him. So yeah, mostly him. But he doesn't talk about this specifically. And I haven't really, I don't know where it comes from. But I talk with Muslim scholars in Shia. They call themselves the 12ers.
Yeah.
They say that they agree upon my model, because in their school of teaching there are also 12 stages, 12
Yeah.
worlds, but they couldn't be so specific as me, how I explain it. They couldn't explain it in that way.
So the dragon, the 10th dimension.
No, the 8th is the dragon.
Oh, the 8th, of course. The 8th is the number of destruction and transformation. And what dimension are you in mostly?
4 dimension.
4?
4 dimension, yeah. But I connected with in my dream. That's what I know. I went back to the stars in my dream. I saw how I went to Mount Zion. I just want to show you, to the mountain, the Black Mountain, and there I was able to shoot out and go back and become a star again. And I think that is what the pyramid is. But the pyramids are artificial central points where they created a king's chamber here in order for them to connect with the stars, because the stars are the main controllers in this game. You know, when you have a control and you play in the game, in order for us to connect with the stars was through this.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense, but that's what I think it is.
Gotcha. It does. It makes a lot of sense. Connect with the stars. What about connecting with the sound? What does one do for that?
To go beyond the stars, you mean?
Because the source is the sound. You want to go to the source, right?
Yes.
So how do you do this?
Yes, you need to face what everybody is afraid to face. And that's the 10th dimension, because that's the void. That's absolutely nothing. But from nothing comes everything. So, because the stars are not everything, because even stars are not God. Why? Because the stars are separated with each other. However, when the stars connect with each other as a team, then they can create enough energy to penetrate through the void. But they need to work together. It needs to be a synchronetic symbiosis with the stars. So that's...
So does that mean they have to change their position in the field that they are in, because they are in the ether, in the firmament, which is like the ether, and they are fixed to this? But I see a lot of elasticity in the motions of the stars. I see some stars separating as they go away toward the horizon. I see some stretching. You know, there's not the firmament. There's distortion as things turn, and as the sun goes from Cancer to Capricorn, and the different zodiac signs come along, and the deacons, and you see them all changing shape. Like when Scorpio, for instance, when Orion rises in the east, it's way smaller than when it's way above. It gets bigger. It's stretched.
Yes.
You know, here in the northern hemisphere, Orion is way bigger. Scorpio is way bigger than it is in Australia. Scorpio is very small in Australia. Here, Scorpio is stretched.
Why?
Because that's how the Taurus. It's a Taurus. That chandelier, as Srimad Bhagavatam calls the firmament, because above the firmament is the vault. You called it the 10th, the void. That's like a vault, right? But the firmament, that's number 8.
Okay.
And that's the 8th sphere. I'm not directly connecting these to the dimensions, but they resonate with each other. This is not a direct connection, but when I was going through all those 12, because everything I do is in 12s.
Yes.
Astrology is 12. There are 12 notes of music. There are 12 chromatic colors to make the whole. Yeah. So always number 1 is the moon, Mercury 2, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Then you have the firmament, Uranus. Then you have the crystalline sea above that, Neptune, Poseidon. Then you have the primum mobile, number 10, and you're calling that the void. That's the primum mobile. Then beyond that is the abode of the blessed, called
resurrection.
It's called the Imperium. The Imperium is the abode of the blessed souls who live with God.
And God is the 12th.
Yep.
Okay, so this is why I think we have different journeys. I think because you are what we call 5D, you in this lifetime you already been a star in your previous lifetime. So you're not happy with just become a star. You want to go to the 12, and then so you can go to other realities.
Yeah.
But I think for those who are 4D, they are happy with the 9D. They are happy to just become a star. So that's why I think we have different journeys, because this is 3, 6, and 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the space in between 1 and 2, 4 and 5, 7 and 8. But now it's like a cycle, like time. But this is not the watch, because look, this is the Star of David that I call the 9D game. However, you're not playing that. You are playing the 12-dimension game. And that is, of course, this. 12, 3, 6, 9. And the Muslims use it. They call it Rubbel something. I don't know exactly.
Yes.
This, yeah.
Yep.
That's the 12-dimension game.
I think that's called a decagon. Oh, no, that's dodecagon. Hang on. No, wait a minute. All right, I'll have a look at the name. I'll search for the name, but
the Muslim call it Rub el Hizb. Rub Hizb. Hizb. Rub el Hizb. It was before in the flag of Morocco and Afghanistan, but then they took that away.
Right.
Took away that symbol on the flags.
Wow. Yeah, they took away the power of 12. They diminished the power of 12, the dozen, the holy dozen. See, the imperial system still has 12 inches. They still have 12, a dozen. All of Europe, they took the Roman decimal system, right? The meter system, metric system. But 12 is really the complete system of this construct or matrix or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Because there are 12 conditions along every wave. Every wave has 12 conditions along it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thought waves, emotion waves, sound waves, light waves, they all must be sectioned into 12 30-degree segments of different key signature frequencies.
Okay.
They have to change their frequency to see. There's in a wave is a frequency, but it has harmonic frequencies that it is controlling and controls it.
It's only sounds, right?
No, any wave, you get the length of a wave, and you'll have 12 conditions along that wave which are controlling and generating that wave. A wave needs to be generated by 12 conditions.
Okay, so the 12 is controlling everything.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, that's why we live in a dodecahedron shaped universe. This is what many different fields of science agrees with in their peer literature, that the universe is in a dodecahedron shape.
Okay, so Santos, I have a question to you. This information I've been sharing with you today, is this in the ancient wisdom as well? Did they have this as well, or is this something new?
No, it's not new, mate. It's old. There's nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just that you're remembering it. But what you showed me, I have seen many similar versions of that. So I know what you're saying is correct. I know it. I just know it. It's all correct. The metaverse is the 2D, definitely. Matrix is 3D. 4D is Eden, yeah?
Atlantis.
Atlantis, 5D is Eden.
5D is Eden, and 6D is Garden of Eden, because the Christians say it themselves that there is a difference between Eden and Garden of Eden.
Mm.
So Garden of Eden is more 6 dimension.
Yeah, hexagonal.
And then I think 7 dimension is exactly on the foot of the mountain. And then 8 dimension is the mountain itself.
And what do you call that one? The dragon.
Zion. A to Z, because it's like this. A to Z, and Z being the final before the ascension up. And Z, eon, like a quest eon. Because there you become the champ eon.
Right.
So I think Zion is the final stage.
But you said it's 7, yeah?
7 is the archangel realm. It's the foot on the mountain. So you have a mountain here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the foot here, I think, where all the archangels are.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the top or on the mountain is the dragons, the Sat Yogis. Because the thing is with Sat Yogis living in Himalaya and all that, I think the real yogis are here.
Yeah.
Not in Himalaya. I was there. I didn't see anyone.
You're referring to Mount Meru in the North Pole, yeah?
Yes, Mount Meru.
Yeah. On top of there is where Brahma lives, at the very top.
Okay, that's the dragon.
Brahma lives right where the North Pole is.
Okay. Yeah, all of them are called dragons.
Sorry, where Polaris is. Polaris,
yes. The North Pole star.
Yeah. That's Brahma's. I think that's Brahma's domain, or it's just under, but it's on Mount Meru. Brahma lives on top of Mount Meru.
So that's Zeus, no?
It's Zeus. Yeah.
Okay, and that's Mount Olympus.
Yeah, it is Olympus. Yeah.
Yes. So all of these stories are the same story, and we can explain it very, very easily.
It's the same mountain. There's only one mountain, and that's the North Pole, and it is the hyperbola of the atom, and there is only atoms. So we know there's only one model. There's the universe fractally self-similar from macrocosm through mesocosm to microcosm. Everything is, all the waves are self-similar from redshift to blue shift.
Yeah, one light, one truth, one God.
Mm-hmm.
Can I share with you the Holy Grail, what I think is the Holy Grail?
Yep.
You know, in the Da Vinci Code movie, have you seen when they do like this?
Yep.
Okay, so this is, according to me, this. What is religion? Well, religion is Hinduism and Buddhism, and they both come from India. Then we have Judaism, Christianity, and Islam that come from Middle East. It's the Middle Eastern stories.
Yep.
Now, let's take Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, because there is a timeline here. Let's say that this is the start of the story and this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have Judaism, Moses, mainly.
Yep.
Here we have Jesus.
Jesus.
And here we have Muhammad,
The moon.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm just gonna, so there's a timeline here, right?
Yes, there is.
And this timeline show you the fall of the ether, because when Moses operated, it's all about the ether. He was able, and it's all about using supernatural abilities. That's what this story is about. So when Moses operated, he was able to bring in the ether and have a staff, and then bam, divide the sea, and the sea divided.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus was not able to do what Moses was able to do, because he was operating in a time where the ether was less. but he could turn water into wine. He could heal people with the touch and everything. But then when Muhammad came, he couldn't do what Jesus do. That's why they say he was the seal of prophets. He was the last one. Because after that, it was no more who he connect with the organic Ethernet and download the information and bring it out. Now, this is why it's important to know this one, because what's going to come the first? The speakers. You see? And this is the second coming of Jesus here. And then this is Moses. Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad. So in order for us to understand what actually happened with Muhammad, with what is going on now, is that we need to understand Islam, because that will make us understand the next step, the Christianity, the Jesus, and then Moses. So we are going to see the speakers comes now first, those who are going to speak, channelers.
Gotcha.
Can I show you something interesting about Islam? Just one quick one.
For sure, please.
It's a personal story. Now, many people ask me, like, Raji, why do you know all of this? Well, as far as I'm concerned, there is past, present, and future, which is the dragon, the three fractals. And here we have in information, like your information and my information. Why do we know these things? Because it's part of our DNA, the past information, the stored information in our system. And the present information we get is through the experience. So right now it's present for me and you. We get this information here. And the future information is what we call the downloads, when we connect with the Ethernet. Now, Islam, everybody think, okay, what happened here, you know? What happened through, was there a continuation of this? Well, we know it was a continuation of this, because this is the law. The religion is the law, land, air, water. So Islam went, and after Islam was Ali that wrote the Sharia. And after that was the Sufis that wrote the Tariqat. And then after that, Sufi Gnosis. And I don't think you know about the last one. The Sufi Gnosis that wrote the Marikat. But then after that, this, not many people know Santos. This is the Jaresan people, the people of Jah, people of God. And they live in West Iran. That's where my family comes from. And they wrote the ultimate truth. Because there was a guy called Sultan Sahak. And they talk already about this in their songs. Mount Shahu is full of adorned colors, and the Holy King is heading towards the Holy Mountain, and all of that. They already know everything we are talking about already. You know, it was already being done.
Right. Yes, for sure. Wow. That's beautiful. And what's that word of the Sufis? What's that book? The Tariqah?
The Tariqat, yes.
Tariqah. That sounds like tarot and Torah.
Okay.
Well, think about it.
Yeah, Tara. Yeah.
Tara, Tariqah,
Tarot. Yeah.
Torah, Tarot, Tarot.
So, yeah. So, yeah, that was that. And this guy, Sultan Sahak, that wrote the ultimate truth, he is my ancestor. Like, we go, my great-great-grandfather was the Sultan. So we go, like, from him.
Huh, wow. Raji. So is Raji a Farsi name?
Yeah, well, it is a Hindu name. Come from, I got it when I went to India. I met a really interesting man, you know, beard, and he was very special. He was light, just light, and he gave me the name.
Okay, but what's your Farsi name?
Raj.
Raj, your parents gave you Raj.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
You see, so that shows you how close India and Persia really are.
Yes. We are the same people, man. We are the same people.
I think so, man.
The Magi's, man, we were the kings. So we come from the Melchior, Caspar, and Balthasar was I have them here, you know. I don't worship idols, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
So this guy here, Caspar, he was king of India,
Yep.
king of Melchior, king of Persia, and then king of Arabia.
Gotcha. You see?
This is the thing. Jesus, when he came, and they were the first one who recognized him.
Right.
And Jesus, he went to them because they were his teachers. So we taught, my family taught Jesus about this, the platform, because we are always the foundation, you know, Melchior, Zoroastrianism.
Yep. Hey, give me 1 minute, man. I just have to attend to someone. Just a quick one.
Perfect. Like all the new stuff I've got. Nice. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna put a little bit of sauce. Yeah, yeah. And nopal. What else do I have? Yeah, and make bigger chunks. You know, like not so small.
Wow, Raji, that's amazing, man. That's just too good. That's that was a brilliant share. I'll save this and send it to my tech guy, and he'll put it. I'll give you a copy. Can I upload it to my channel, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Great,
Yes.
great. And we'll do you have a channel?
Yes, I have a channel, but I already I created it 2 days ago, so we don't have so much content.
Okay, all right. So you give me the link to that, and when I do the video, I'll put that in the description, and then we'll grow your channel. Perhaps this can be one of the first interviews on there, you know, or yeah, we'll probably do a few and make your channel, you know, get your channel going, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Santos, and thank you for what you're doing. And we all really benefit from that. And through your information, we can also build different versions, and together we just connect.
I know. I don't even I don't even concern myself about the logistics of that. It's already happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
Yep, everyone is starting to see syncretism as we are coming from the animal to the human, more the human divine mind instead of the animal mind. The animal mind is now fading away in many people. So syncretism's coming back in many forms. It has many forms.
Yes, absolutely. And then we're gonna gather. Can I just share one thing more? I just wanted to do that.
Sure.
We're gonna gather and create a voyage to Eden, of course. If it's gonna be a big boat like Titanic, you know, because we know Titanic, the name was RNS Olympic. Because we know it was not heading to America, man. It was heading to the North Pole, to Eden.
Yeah. Yep.
1912 to 2012 is 100 years of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tartaria and all of that. Everything we want to create already was 150 years ago, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a reset. And so the cube in Mecca, the real meaning of this, because there is a black stone here that they call Hajar al-Aswad.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go there, you need to circulate around it.
That's right.
As above, so below, because this is an artificial central point.
Yep.
But the reason for it was good. It was good intention by Ishmael, because everybody prayed towards this and gathered to Mecca. But then when they came to Mecca, there was Ishmael standing and telling everybody about Eden. Okay, thank you guys, you came here, and now we're gonna go to the next voyage, which is the real one, and that's the North Pole.
Yep. You hit it. Eden is that mountain you described where Brahma sits on top. Inside, around the circle of that mountain is a paradise.
Yes, but Ishmael, he was sitting on top on the Mecca and telling people, hey guys, it's time for Eden.
Yep.
So in the Muslims, they have it in their prophecy. In the end of times, there's going to come another guy who's going to have a speech there. They call him the Mahdi.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to speak there and he's going to say, I am the closest one to Moses. I am the closest one to Jesus. And I'm now going to tell you the truth.
Wow. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, so that's the revelation. But when I tell this to some Muslims, they say I'm crazy.
Be crazy, man. It's the safest way to go.
Yes, and we're all going back home, no?
That's right, brother. Like King David. King David feigned his insanity so that he would not be identified. He saved his life. Remember that in the Bible?
No, I didn't know that. King who?
King David.
King David. Oh, yes, King David. Solomon and David.
He pretended that he was a lunatic, that he was crazy, so they didn't discover that he was King David, and he saved his own life.
Yes, because he was crazy. The crazy ones.
That's right. So if you make yourself sometimes look a little bit crazy, you get away with a bit more, even though you might be condemned or ridiculed. It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't, because the craziness that people see in you is the craziness that is in them. The goodness that is in you is the goodness that is in them. People, they feel shame, they feel weird, they feel strange when they see a polarization of themselves, or what they think is themselves, in front of them, in their presence, and they feel shy and embarrassed and what have you, but it's all one, you know. So we embrace the crazy, we embrace the love, we embrace the dark side, and put everything in its balance. That's all it is. It's about balancing all the fields of syncretism, all the fields of knowledge, having them balanced. Then you will find that they're all interconnected. Then we won't be fighting.
They're all interconnected.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. All right, Raj. Thanks, brother. Look, give me another topic and we'll do another one in 10 days or something. What do you reckon?
Yes, it would be lovely.
All right, brother.
Okay. Have a beautiful day, yeah?
Take care, man. Much love.
Yeah, much love. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.